Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, as I have no idea what time you're watching this in Korea. The purpose for this video is for me to introduce myself and also for me to demonstrate a little bit of my teaching skills. So I think I'll start with the introduction, as that would make more sense. Hello once again, my name is Justin Brown and I am a young man born and raised in Canada, which is the second largest country in the world. I'm actually the first member of my family born in Canada, as my mother, father, older brother and older sister were all born in Jamaica. I actually consider myself a Jamaican Canadian, as both cultures actually affect my day-to-day life in Toronto, as Toronto's the most multicultural city in the world. I don't know why I'm acting like this is a secret, so I'm gonna stop whispering now. I've worked with children since I was the age of 12. I've always wanted to be a teacher because I believe it to be one of the most rewarding jobs on earth. I'm a singer-songwriter, and where possible I was trying to incorporate some form of art in one of my lesson plans. And I also studied a postgraduate degree in primary education at Glasgow University. Now, while I was studying in Glasgow, I started to travel a bit, and I realized two things. I really like education, and I really like traveling. And I put them together, and I thought about job possibilities in Korea. And there we have it, the introduction part done. Now on to our lesson. Hello and good morning, class. And how are we all today? Are we good? Just okay? Or not so good? Good? Alright, nice to hear. Awesome. Now, are we awake today? Or are we still a little tired? Still a little tired? Okay, we're going to stand up and stretch for a little bit, because we want to make sure that we're awake and we're ready to learn today. And our brains are running and working. Okay, good. Everyone take a seat now, please. Thank you. Now, who can tell me what we were learning about last week? Alex? That's right, verbs. Verbs. Now, who can tell me what a verb is again? Susan. That's right, a verb is a word that describes an action. It's an action word telling us something that's going on at that moment. Now, today, before we start today's story activity, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to go back in your notebook and look at the verb sheet that we made for last week and study those verbs that we went over. You have 2 minutes. So in the 2 minutes that I'm giving the children, I'll just walk around the classroom and see if anyone has any questions about any words from last week before we start today's activity. Ask class, may I have your attention please? I'm going to ask everyone now to please close your books and to face me. I need everyone's mouths right now and your eyes and ears paying attention to me, please. Thank you. Now, for today's story, we're going to learn about a character named Big Bear. Now, I'm going to stop reading at the end of each sentence and ask the class to tell me what the verb was in the sentence. So make sure that we're listening. One day, Big Bear went for a walk in the woods. Now, who can tell me what the verb is in that sentence? Joseph? That's right, walk. Walk was the verb. And what action is that? Can someone show me? Sandra? That's right. This is walking. So class, this is very important right now. Every time in the story that we go over a verb that we already know what it means, we're going to act out the action so we remember, okay? All right. Big Bear walked all the way to his favorite tree and decided to climb it. Now, were there any verbs in that sentence that we didn't go over besides walked? So the storybook activity would go on for a couple of more minutes just to get the kids more familiar with the verbs that they already know. So once the opposite game is finished, I would have a sit down with the class where we would talk about the lessons that were learned today. The reason and purpose why I'm doing this is just to make sure the learning intention that I set out to set was actually met. So if it wasn't, then after the class I would take notes on maybe certain children that may need help, or certain children that maybe excel during the lessons, and all of this information would go towards helping me plan the next lesson in the whole verb section that we're doing. And that's basically Justin Brown's verb lesson for today. Well, thank you for watching my video, and thank you even more for considering me for a position in South Korea. I'm really eager and excited to travel to South Korea and teach there. And if you guys want me, I'll be there before the next school year starts. Thank you. Adios. Goodbye.